You guys usually, I wait for 10 people. God, all this White Claw, it's not helping the situation. Oh, let me show you guys what the road looks like. So this is Massachusetts. We just came from Vermont. No, where were we? New Hampshire. New Hampshire. Okay. It's gorgeous. Last time I was here was 15 years ago. Exactly 15 years ago. I was here to come support a theater company that I used to work for, who was going on tour, and they did a show up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And then I went to some submarine that they had. You can go on a submarine out there. And that was amazing fun. That was super fun. Okay. Okay.
Can you send me the link to share it?
Yes, I will. Absolutely. Share. Copy. Send it to you on. Oh my God. The mosquitoes here though. My whole face got bit up. I got bit on my butt. I got bit all up and down the back of my legs, my ankles, my feet, the tip of my toes, my hands, in between my hands. I got bit everywhere. I used Skin So Soft. We used the off outdoors, deep woods. Nothing worked. Y'all mosquitoes are quite aggressive. They are aggressive. Florida and Carolina mosquitoes usually just stay away with Skin So Soft. Texas mosquitoes off of me.
New Hampshire mosquitoes, but they're not that bad.
They were to me.
You're a pussy.
I guess I'm a pussy then. Because they sure bit the fuck out of me, including my forehead, which was crazy. All right, y'all. So, the topic of today is Massholes versus New Hampshire. We're going to talk about some of the differences in the state, which is, kind of difficult for some of you guys who live out here in New England, because there's certain states where life is very comfortable and there's certain that are not. But then some of the states that have a comfortable life are not comfortable for everybody. So we're going to talk about that. All right. Let's first talk about marijuana. All right, so what are the differences?
Well, wait. Hang on a second here. First of all, you got to say what you did this weekend and why the hell are you in New Hampshire?
I was going to save that for later.
And who the fuck you're with?
Well, I was going to save that for later.
All right, so let's talk.
The first part of this is going to be Q&A. Okay, so let's talk about, so what are the laws in Massachusetts versus New Hampshire regarding...
Who's answering you?
I'll get to that.
Okay, the laws in Massachusetts as opposed to New Hampshire.
Yes. Okay. Regarding marijuana.
All right, so New Hampshire is still illegal, period. Massachusetts is now legal for medical and recreational use, as long as you have, I think, an ounce and under. If you have any more than that, then it's they could get you for intent if they want, but the cops are just like, whatever, fucking not dealing with it. You can't smoke in the car, you can't smoke and drive intoxicated in any way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. But New Hampshire is just no fuck around state when it comes to marijuana. I mean, I honestly don't give two shits about it because I don't smoke. It doesn't bother me. I would rather have a freedom state with non-existent gun laws. Like the only gun law is the the Second Amendment, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
We have constitutional carry there.
We'll get to that in a second.
Right. So
Okay.
I would give up the legalizing weed to have all the other freedoms that I have. Although New Hampshire, it being a state that has zero sales tax,
we're gonna get to that. You're answering all the questions. You're answering all my questions
well,
at once. Okay.
But they're all part and parcel with one another.
They are.
If New Hampshire fucking pulled their head out of their ass and legalized marijuana, they'd have a tax revenue that was off the charts. I mean, our state is thoroughly in the black all the time, even though we don't have a state income tax. We have probably some of the lowest, if not the lowest, unemployment rate. People work here, and it's great. You know, we don't have income tax, we don't have tax on our vehicles, we don't have sales tax, but the state could do even more if it legalized marijuana and tax the shit out of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Next, get real deep into the gun laws, because I know you got a lot to say about it.
So Massachusetts is a communist fucking state that sucks ass. It's the only way I can say it. Now I can say it more appropriately. There are a bunch of rhinos in Massachusetts, and they have, over the years, cucked every gun owner out to the point that they're too afraid to stand up, and they just say, hey, you know what, we're just happy with what we have. There are certain Glocks that are the most common gun on the fucking planet that you can own pretty much anywhere else that you can't own in Massachusetts unless somebody who's a law enforcement buys it and then sells it used. Or you can only buy used Glocks. You can't buy brand new ones for a multitude of reasons. The trigger pull, there's too light of a trigger pull, and they want Glock to spend a shit ton of money to send them guns and then have them tested in the Massachusetts State Police testing range, and if they adhere to Massachusetts rules.
So they're trying to insert themselves as the middleman.
Yeah, and to me, it's just extortion. And Glock was smart enough to say, you know what, fuck you. We're not even going to bother with your bullshit. It has to have manual safeties on it. We don't have to have manual safeties on our pistols. And some fuds are like, oh, you should have a manual fucking safety on your pistol. Well, I mean, if you're in a situation where you need to pull your gun out, and unless you train consistently to flip that fucking safety off, you're done.
I have to.
So these fuds that talk about, oh yeah, you should probably have a safety on your pistol. They go to pull it and they pull their trigger and not thinking they got to pull their safety off. Massachusetts in 2016, Maura Healey, that 30.
You can say it. It's Red Pill Rage.
The Attorney General wrote a letter saying that as of that day, all copies of the Colt AR were illegal. Anything that in any way, shape, or form resembled it, worked the same. So in 1994, when Joe Biden introduced the assault weapons ban that nobody thought would be able to get through, and I remember that very well. I was 20 years old, and all my friends were like, there's no fucking way in hell they'll ever get an assault weapons ban. No way. And he got his assault weapons ban. You didn't have enough support for it. Well, he obviously did. And then it twilighted in 2000, sunset twilighted, however you wanted to put it, in 2004. They wanted 10 years of data to see if ARs caused the amount of damage that the liberals say that the AR did. And they found that ARs were used in 0.01% or 0.2% of the fucking crime. Like, people don't use ARs.
No.
They use not overall the gun of choice in any crime to almost 75% or 78% or whatever the fuck the FBI status was a 9mm pistol. It is the most common used gun in any crime is 9mm. Under that is 380 and 22, which if you're rolling around with a 22, You're a fucking retard.
That's just for the sound. It ain't for the effect.
It's like when I was working in the ghetto of Wareham, Massachusetts. This black kid rolls out with a fucking flare gun. He's got a shotgun shell in it. Blew his fucking hand and his face off. He was trying to kill somebody with it. Anyway,
Karma.
So,
or should I say in Boston, karma.
Fucking karma.
Karma.
So Matt, she came out and said that. So in 1994, the assault weapons ban. 2004, it sunsetted. Massachusetts voted to keep the 94 assault weapons ban. So it was kind of very specific. I think it was Colt Armalite, the Colt M4 or the Colt AR style. It said Colt on it. It was absolutely illegal. But other companies came out afterwards making their own versions of the AR that didn't copy the Colt, and they were getting around the whole weapons ban by saying that, oh, this isn't a Colt AR, company, everything that they could, because they felt that they had it. They didn't make it clear that it was 24 hours from now. That somehow they got the idea that it was in 24 hours and it would become active, and it wasn't. It was supposed to be from the moment that fucking letter came out. So they called a lot of dudes who bought ARs.
Oh shit!
And said, well, you got to do something. And he fighting her. He didn't do anything. He could have very easily squashed that shit. Said,
what was the governor's name at the
Charlie
time?
Baker.
Charlie Baker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rhino Supreme. Rhino. Republican in name only. If you don't know what it means. And he was just absolutely is Lexington and Concord, Bunker Hill, having all the some of the most prolific spots in all of the American Revolution here in Massachusetts, because we're in Mass now. We are as far away from that American spirit and that American mindset. I say we, they are, because I'm not part of the we anymore. Right. They are as far away from that patriotic, your constitutional rights. Like you're not paid for a constitutional right.
No.
But they make you pay for it.
Right.
They make you wait, which is constitutional. But people go, oh, well, we have this
crumb of freedom, right?
Yeah, this little crumb of freedom, so we're not gonna, rock the boat. When every gun owner and every true patriot that live in Massachusetts either need to do one of two things: abandon this fucking shithole state and move to fucking New Hampshire before the Massholes move to New Hampshire and mass up New Hampshire and turn New Hampshire into another fucking liberal shithole, or they need to fight for their fucking rights back.
Damn straight. Whew, well, that was a lot. And that's pretty... It's funny, that's kind of how Texas is. A place that, is known for having such a big pair, and they don't do shit. When push comes to shove, they don't do shit, So it's just really... I mean, basically, your state got, what is it? Where they chop off your dick. Neutered. Literally. Let's talk about, okay, so we talked about marijuana, we talked about guns, we talked about taxes. What's going on with the cultures? What are the differences in the cultures out here?
There are no black people in New Hampshire. Thank fucking God.
They're all in Dorchester.
They're all in Dorchester, Roxbury, fucking Brockton, Taunton, and fucking Fall River, Kent. No, the truth is it's a completely different mindset. People have been brought up with having freedom in a way that most liberal states have taken away from their citizenry. And, the people here in New Hampshire aren't going to give up on it. They really are. They will fight. The people here will fight for their culture. And their culture is this. You come here, you don't fuck up the view. Right. pick up your trash. You don't shit all over the place. You respect people's property.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. Everybody, we have, if not the lowest crime rate of any state in the country, we have one of the lowest crime rates. And the reason for that is we have the lowest crime rate with zero totalitarian laws.
Mm-hmm.
We have constitutional carry. That means that if you are 18 years old and you don't have a felony record, you walk into a store, you fill out your 4473, you get approved, you walk out with your gun that day, and you can carry it on your person without having to go through any other fucking hoops. Constitutional carry. Everything is fucking legal in this state. The only thing that they're behind on is fighting the NFA rules for suppressors and short-barrel rifles and short-barrel shotguns. We can have those here, but like Texas just came out and said, hey, listen, fuck the NFA. As long as the suppressor is built and sold and stays in the state, then you don't have to pay your $200 tax stamp, and we're not going to help the ATF, hunt people down who have suppressors anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to see that here. But for what we have, I'm not going to complain at all. I mean, there's literally nothing here. Like, there's no 30-round mag ban. There's no, you can't have an adjustable stock with a bayonet lug. That makes no logical sense. You can only have like 3 different features. California, you can't even have like a thumb hole stock. It's got to have like a fucking plate there. And when you think Connecticut, you also think very white, and you say, well, China, and it's pretty much the supply route to get to fentanyl to get to Massachusetts. So we have a lot of people who are because of past.
Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah, it's buffering. I lost signal. Okay, so just to recap, okay, I know we're losing signal. It's in and out. We're still kind of in the middle of nowhere, and for whatever reason,
We're actually almost in Boston.
We're almost in Boston. Okay,
Yeah.
This should improve. Okay, but no, he was mentioning the number one, the biggest challenge
New Hampshire has.
in New Hampshire is the fentanyl, and he was saying how it comes in from Maine, goes through New Hampshire to supply Boston.
Supply a good portion of the East Coast. Well, what had happened was...
what had happened was...
20 years ago, I think it was. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, you guys can check it out. I'm not in front of my computer or my phone right now since I'm driving. But it was an epidemic of doctors just prescribing fucking Percocet and OxyContin to people and it getting them addicted.
Florida.
Yep,
Okay.
and it getting them addicted to opioids. So the opioid crisis came about and really hammered people in New Hampshire. So now New Hampshire took steps, which is actually amazing, that every time you get a prescription for an opioid pain medication, it goes into a computer so that automatically a doctor can see how many times you've been prescribed Percocet to try and bring the addiction down. And they're trying a lot of alternate pain medicines and alternate pain therapies to try to get it so that people don't get addicted to Percocet, because the doctors were just handing it out like it was fucking candy, especially in Massachusetts. I mean, you walk into any hospital and I get kidney stones and they have you on fentanyl the second you're in there.
Wow.
So I mean, that's really the biggest. We have that and a bunch of hillbillies beating on their wives when they get drunk.
Well, speaking of, all right, well, that's going to conclude the first half of the educational New England conversation. Wicked, what are you going to say? Wicked good.
Wicked pissa.
Wicked pissa.
Wicked pissa ked. Ked. K-E-H-D, ked. Wicked pissa ked. What are you, fucking retarded ked? But I will say that there is no views. I would say probably Montana, Wyoming. I'll give them that. There was a couple of spots, even in that flat desert of New Mexico, that I thought was fucking beautiful when I was out there. There were some spots in Texas that I thought were great. But as far as like breathtaking mountain views that I've seen in my life, it doesn't get any better than where I live. I mean, it's like the White Mountains, the CAAANS Highway. It is just, if you ride a motorcycle, riding that 36 miles down the CAAANS into Franconia Notch is breathtaking. Riding your fucking bike up to Mount Washington, especially if you're somebody who's afraid of heights. It is life affirming. You get to like the fucking 5,000 feet mark, and then there's this part where it just goes up and then stops, and you can't see over it, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna shit myself. No, I'm not doing that. No. And then you get the courage to do it, and you get up over that thing, and then it opens up to almost like a prairie, and it's probably the most breathtaking thing you'd ever see. So yeah, if you get a motorcycle, come out to New Hampshire, ride the CAAANS. It's fucking amazing.
You heard it straight from the man's mouth. Okay, listen. I want to get back to wife beating and misogyny. And speaking of misogyny,
let's beat them bitches. No, I'm kidding.
Speaking of misogyny, why am I even fucking out here? Why am I even fucking out here? Well, you know, let me just give you a little closer look. You keep your head straight. This is the warrior poet, and you guys know him. He has been on my show before. You may or may not have seen a picture of us in DC together back from December or November, whenever December 12th. Okay, so you may not seen that picture. It was such a cute picture. You guys know that little outfit I wear that has the stripes on it. It's all patriotic and blue and MAGA hat. Like, these are the kilt guys. These are the kilt guys. And you had a little family get together, and you invited me. And at first I wasn't really sure. It wasn't that I wouldn't have wanted to come, but like at the time he told me about it, I had just moved and like didn't have any money. But I was blessed and made enough money to get out here and to hang out and to party. This guy puts together the most amazing party. He has the most amazing property, everything that you could ever want and need, plus an insane stash of White Claw. These guys got it. So tell us. Look, I'm not trying. I know. I'm sorry. I'm spilling. I'm sorry. This is the only Proud Boy tea I'm ever gonna spill. Proud Boys drink so much fucking White Claw. It is, and it's not just this chapter. Like, it's almost every chapter I've partied with. So I don't know why you guys. Well, the White Claw is good.
Well,
it is good.
I just started drinking them 3 weeks ago. My sergeant at arms was like, dude, you gotta try these fucking things. I'm like, dude, only fags drink those fucking things. And
right?
He's like, no, you gotta drink it. I was like, dude, do you want to blow me? And he's like, no, you gotta fucking drink them. They're good.
And that's like, exactly how he sounds. That's his voice.
He's like, come on, just fucking drink the fucking things, guy. Come on. But yeah, and hey, you know, I drank fucking 30 of them when I was in Hammered. So
yeah, I think I had like 20.
When I quit smoking, I gained almost. I just kept eating the same way I used to. I didn't like curb it, so I blew up like a fucking balloon. So I've been drinking like, you know, flavor with no sugar in it, and I've lost, you know, with doing a lot of other like keto shit. I've lost like 25 pounds since December. So when I tried it, it tasted just like the fucking seltzer water I was drinking. It doesn't have any carbs in it, and I guess it's good for you, so whatever.
And you can always add vodka to it if you need a little bit more than 5%. But anyway, let's talk about the party.
Speaking about
you
beating
can't
women,
have any vodka, but I can. Women, no. Yeah. Speaking of beating women, such misogynists that they are.
Oh God. Yes.
As he drives me 2 hours to the airport. Yeah. Such a misogynist.
Yes, we're a bunch of misogynist white supremacists and homophobes. Yeah, but see, the homophobe thing, when people say, oh,
and you're capitalist too.
Yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong with being a capitalist. But the homophobe thing, the true definition of homophobe is the fear of having homosexual feelings. It's not fear of gay people. You think I'm gonna fear some fucking twink that's got no body hair whatsoever and weighs 110 fucking pounds running around with a fucking dildo in his ass? I don't think so.
Let's talk about the party, though. It was so fun.
Yes,
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for coming out and catering it for us. I appreciate it. Like it was a Proud Boys meet, and it was a it was our New England regional meet, and we had a bunch of dudes there, and we don't have women there, but
I'm not a woman. I'm the chef.
She came out and made some of the most amazing sides I've ever had. Like that mac and cheese was just. If you guys need her for her presence and her mac and cheese for your party, have her fly out to your fucking cake, dude.
And I will.
That mac and cheese, I'll be asking you to send me some in the mail. That's it really was the best mac and cheese ever. But yeah, I really appreciate all the fucking help setting up, the catering, the fucking,
Can we talk about the main activity?
Yeah, sure.
So
it's fucking New Hampshire.
This guy he has how many acres do you have?
18.
He's got all this land. He clears out this driveway all the way to what was that, a little pond there? Wetland.
Pond, yeah.
Clears it all the way out, okay? And he has the professional what are the targets? The ones that ding, 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 the ones that actually make a noise when you hit it, so you know that you hit it. He's got all the different sizes. He's got them set up on posts. So I went and I just kind of spray painted them so they looked fresh and new for the party. But this guy had everything there, everything. It was so much fun. I got to shoot, what was that, the 22 rifle that kid had.
Yeah.
And then what was the gun that you gave me? He said he was going to get me off of get me off of Glocks. Not blocks.
You shot a SIG P320 Legion.
SIG P320 Legion. That's what I shot. I liked it. I thought it was going to be too heavy for my hand, but it was good.
Yeah, you pussied out. You pussied out on fucking shooting the Desert Eagle, though.
Nope. I have strong wrists, but not that strong.
I wanted you to shoot that deagle. I wanted to see you end up on your ass. No, I'm kidding.
Well, they were shooting off fucking 50 calibers.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen anyone do that. I mean, I did once at a shooting range, and they charged you $50 to shoot it one time. I couldn't believe how many they were popping off. It was crazy. That was fun.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that dude's 50 was fucking just punch you in the chest. But it was awesome. It's an amazing feeling that you can do that. Like if you were to do that in Massachusetts, they would call out the National Guard. Oh my God, there's a militia shooting people up and shit. And where I live, it's like the cops come down the street and they're like, "Hey, can we join you? We haven't been to the fucking training range in a while. Let's go use your shit, Rob." All right. That's the difference in the culture between the two. It's like people up here, I don't advocate for carrying, open carry where people can see what you're carrying, because if the shit goes down, the first person I'm going after is the guy's gun that I can see.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing that people don't freak out when they see guns, or they even talk about guns, or I had an airsoft field at an airsoft store when my son was growing up, and he'd go to school and he'd talk about coming in and hanging out at the field and talk about the guns at school, and they really vilified guns and I'm talking about when we were in Massachusetts, and they really made him feel so bad about talking about guns. And I would get calls from the teachers, "What do you this and this and this and this?" And I'm like, "Listen, there's nothing wrong with guns. What the fuck are you talking about?" And they really made him feel bad. So he would come in and say, "I shoot the airsoft gun." He said, "No, Dad, no, it's okay," because his teachers really fucking shit on him about talking about guns. So. It's that the gun culture is huge up there, and people aren't wigged out by it. It's normal, and that's when people come and then when you get the guys that come up from Massachusetts, and they say, "Oh, dude, I walked in and I bought ammo, and I didn't need to have a license." Like even in Massachusetts, you need a license not your driver's license, an actual license, a gun license to buy ammunition. You need gun licenses to buy plastic parts, you know, like magazines.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, anything pretty much you buy for having to do with guns in Massachusetts, you need a license for.
They're pimping. They're fucking pimping. They're trying to insert themselves as that middleman. They're trying to get theirs. They want you to pay for everything. So yeah, that's fucked up. And they want to keep tabs on you.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I mean,
hold on, real quick. Getting back to the party though, what were your favorites that were brought, and what were your favorites to shoot? Because I know your collection is quite extensive. We won't get into too much detail there.
My airsoft guns, absolutely.
Yeah, your airsoft guns, quite an extensive collection.
I didn't really do much that day. I was so burnt out from working, 17 hours a day every day for 2 weeks to try and get this all done, that I just, I came and shot a couple of things. The Vector was cool. The CZ Scorpion with the binary trigger, that was really cool.
Yeah, let's tell everyone about the binary trigger. That was that.
So binary triggers are, they'll shoot around when you pull, and then they'll shoot around when you release.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get a groove going, it's almost like full auto, but it's legal because it's one trigger pull for one bullet. But once you get the groove going, it's whap.
It's like if you guys know music or read music, it's like a half beat. That's what it was. That's what it sounded like.
It's like death metal drums. And it wastes a lot of ammo. And it's not practical, but it's fun. That's the thing. In a warfighter situation, you wouldn't want to use it, but it's fun to just watch people's faces go, "What the fuck was that?"
And I just want to say, everyone who was there, was so cool, so laid back, so nice, so friendly, and it's always like that every time.
Until we start talking about pedophiles.
And oh my God, don't. I'm traumatized.
I love you, bro.
There was only one that was a problem.
No, he wasn't even a problem.
Yeah, he was. There was only one that was a problem. But everyone else is always so cool. Everyone was so responsible. And then the next morning, as soon as he came out on the deck, everybody started cleaning. And it was like, because I woke up early before a lot of people, and I was gonna walk around with a trash bag and try to help out, but I was like, nah, fuck this. I didn't throw all this shit on the ground. These motherfuckers can clean up their own shit. As soon as he walked out on the deck, 15 guys picking shit up. So not only, you guys, the Proud Boys aren't as dirty as you might think. They're actually quite classy, in my opinion.
No, I mean,
they really are. You have a good group. You had a good team there. Everybody brought something to the table, and everyone, it was fun. It was pure, kid, childlike. I mean, I see why you guys do what you do. I felt like a kid again. We were out in the middle of nowhere. There was no phone reception. Nobody was fucking talking too much. Well, except for that one guy. Everybody was, in good, positive conversation the whole time. For 3 days straight. It was amazing.
Yeah, we, I gotta say, this brotherhood, this organization, for whatever, craptastic.
Did we miss a...
No, we did not.
Okay. We're in Boston. We're in Boston.
We're on Starro Drive, kid.
Ked.
This brotherhood means so much to me, and every time we get together, it just strengthens our bonds, the diversity of the people, the diversity of the men that are here, and that they're trying to do everything they possibly can to be the best Western men and have Western ideals and become the men that we are supposed to be. And when we fail, we're all human, we all fuck up. But these guys are here to set you straight. You know what I mean? If my brother's fucking up, I'm on his ass.
Accountability.
Right.
Accountability.
If I'm fucking up, I want my brothers to fucking, we are our brothers' keepers. And, every time we get together, it just truly strengthens The unity truly strengthens the bonds that we have. And, this weekend was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
really
it was.
Having church.
Which I did not attend. I got sent in the house.
That's right.
In the kitchen where I belong.
Get the fuck out of here, go in the kitchen. You know why women's feet are shorter than men's, smaller than men's?
So they don't hit the stove.
So they can stand closer to the stove. But, no, I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, man, what a great time. And, Enrique, if you are watching this, you are gay for not showing up. I just thought I'd let you know. But yeah, again, my guys are awesome.
Absolute gentlemen. Only one guy smacked my butt, but I said it was okay. And that dress though, like I would have smacked my butt too. Yeah, total gentleman, totally polite, never a problem, coast to coast, Philadelphia, Vegas, wherever I'm at, they seemingly know how to act right, most of them. So, I hope, my wish and my hope for your fraternity is that the trying times will make you stronger, and the trying times will make you more focused. And you've had so much to deal with, individually, collectively, digitally, social media wise, like news wise, even, your brothers that are sitting in prison right now. Like, we don't want to talk about that too much because we've talked about it before, but hashtag free the boys.
Hell yeah.
Hashtag free the boys. So, you're so strong. You guys are so strong, and you seriously are the last stand. You're all that I have. You're all that I have, because the grandmas and the gay boys can't keep fighting for this country alone. We need you. We need you, publicly or privately. It doesn't matter. We need the character. It's the character of what a Proud Boy is supposed to be. That is the vision. And I don't see anybody else out here giving any men any support, any cohesiveness, or any vision. I don't see anyone else doing this. It's just these guys. So I'm always going to stand with you. And if a couple, Proud Boys do some dumb shit.
Well, I mean,
if the couple Proud Boys do some dumb shit, I don't give a fuck. This is what it's all about.
And nobody's perfect. Everybody thinks that, what they're doing is, a good job or a good deal. And then sometimes you realize that it's not. But, you try and you can't fault anybody for, consistently working on themselves. I mean, that's every human's job is, you can't be content with who you are, because you will never attain perfection, but in working for that perfection, you will become the epitome of perfection, if you understand what I mean by that. It's transcendence. So, you know what? You do one thing one day, and it ends up being a...
Look at this masshole.
Well, yeah,
sorry. See, this is what they do.
It's like driving in New York City.
It's worse. They don't respect the... That's one thing we didn't talk about was traffic, but I finished your thought. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all right. You get sideswiped by fucking massholes.
Right. In Buddhism, they call it that personal revolution.
Right. I mean, you just got to work on, being the best version of yourself, and it takes brotherhood to do that. So, I don't
this
know.
whole army of one mentality, and many of us have that. Many of us have that Sigma mentality, but that is what's dividing everybody. That is what's dividing everybody, is thinking you can handle life on your own, thinking that you can figure it out on your own. So then you revert to stupidity and victimhood and coping mechanisms that aren't healthy, instead of leaning on someone who's older, wiser, or maybe not even older and wiser, but just someone who will, just someone who fucking cares. Someone who cares. And, when I read your tenets, I don't disagree with anything that's on there. I don't see how anything that's on there is negative.
If you do disagree with it, you're fucking retarded. I can tell you that.
It's all basic common sense. It's nothing extravagantly misogynistic or racist. It's basic common sense.
Wait, hang on. Because we don't believe in reparations, we're racist. Hold on. We gotta own that.
How dare you?
Yeah, right. This brotherhood has, I mean, I'm older, I'm 47, so, you know, I come from a different era, and people say boomer, but whatever. And it's lost on a lot of millennials. So, but even everybody fucks up. And, you know, when my brothers say, hey, you know what, dude, this, you know, they do it in a way that's like positive. It's positive reinforcement, but it's strong. Mm-hmm. It's, you know, it's tough love. It's like, hey, bro, you fucked up. Own that shit and fucking work on it and be a better you. And it's like, thanks, brother. You know what I mean? There's no fucking ego there. There's no, you know, you just take it and that's what all we've ever tried to do is we're trying to make stronger Western men. Sometimes Jews are idiots and do stupid shit, but you know, we work it out. And I don't know what else to say.
Thank you. That's what the Ragers want to say to you guys. Thank you for being there for us publicly, and thank you for being there for each other privately. You know, before we end, like, we're in here. This is so beautiful.
We're on Starro Drive, and that's
here's. I'm gonna be Joe Biden here. Here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal. All right, when I was maybe 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, there was a Christian book. I forgot the name of the author. It's called Wild at Heart. Okay, and in this book, the author talks about the 3 stages of development for a man. He talks about the homosocial needs that men have with each other. He talks about the stage, the page phase, the night phase, the king phase. All these phases of a man's life. And he also talks about how, a little bit about feminism, but it was a Christian book, so he was also kind of talking about how the devil is seeking to destroy the modern family, or to destroy the basic traditional family, and how all of these things have eroded at the natural instincts, basically being weaned out of culture. It might have been Ron Eldridge. Yeah, I think you got that, Joe. Basically being eroded and weaned out of culture, like phased out of culture, and that's a lot of why we have the problems that we have. We have not we, but y'all men have the low sperm count, and you have the low testosterone, and you have bitch boys.
I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
I said. Talk to the doctor. I mean,
I don't have that.
It's fact. It's fact. But I mean, all of these things are just contributing to making the world even more unsafe, because there are coyotes out there, but we need sheepdogs. We need those who are going to protect the pack. We need those who are going to protect America. Okay? And we need fathers, and I mean, Proud Boys is something that I would, if I had a son, I would want him in that. I would want him to be a part of that, especially, hold on, we just got disconnected. Oh yeah, YouTube is hating now. Okay. We're going to close it out. Come on. Okay, there we are. All right, we're about to close it out. I'm just rambling. It's the after effects of a weekend with the Proud Boys. So yeah, I've lost quite a few brain cells. Nonetheless,
that chicken, that Prius was giving me the dirty eyeball. We are on Massachusetts Ave in downtown Boston, and I'm driving a fucking F450 diesel, and this fucking chick comes up in the Prius, just looking at me like, wah.
Well, she needs to read that book. Yeah, we need to stop stripping away the natural instincts, because they will be bred out of culture, and we're already seeing that. We're already seeing that with millennials and the zillennials. natural masculine instinct can be bred out if you're constantly nitpicking and nitpicking and nitpicking on the things that make men strong. So all that being said, what are your final words, my warrior poet?
I'm at a loss for words today. You know what?
We
I
covered a lot.
love my brothers. We had such a great time this weekend. If you're really interested in truly knowing what the Proud Boys are about, you can email me at nhpb@protonmail. I'll answer all your questions. We have a bunch of chapters all over the world, and we're just trying to make men better men. It's not about the toxic masculinity, but it is, because
I like
you're not
toxic
gonna,
masculinity.
people aren't going to run and hide behind the little soy boy and an ascot if there's a fucking a mass shooter. They're going to hide behind guys that look like they can handle themselves. So we're trying to make better men. We're trying to make toxic masculinity not be toxic in the mind of people, but realize that you need men to be men. And to have men be respectful and care about, I don't even know if this is an
Until they tell us to move.
Yeah, until they tell us to move, until we.
And there's Guitar Center.
But we're just trying to make better men. We're trying to. Oh God, that really makes me look fucking fat as shit. No, I'm kidding. Better men for our families. We're trying to get rid of the degeneracy that is so pervasive and prevalent. Sorry. We like to drink and party and have a good time. And we are a drinking club with a patriot problem. So, we want to teach people to be, better patriots, what it means to love this country. We talk about this country. We love this country. We want to talk about how sexy it is, and, and America's awesome, and we love you all. Hooroo.